FC24 receives over 40 changes to gameplay, and 90% of it comes in the attacking area. But the question is though, does it make a difference? FC24 is played on the next generation version of Hypermotion, which is Hypermotion 5. And yes, the same Frostbite engine still comes along with that. The game is developed from gathering real life data and movements. FC24 receives a 90 time games increase on games that are being reviewed. FIFA 23 was developed from 2 games that were reviewed, while as FC24 sees 180 matches analyzed and reviewed. So this means we get more micro movements and animations. In FC24, there is over 11,000 true to life, real life animations, which is over double from FIFA 23. So more equals better, right? To add on top of this, we have the AI mimic feature, which will give more uniqueness and individualness to every player on the pitch. With over 1,200 players on FC24 having their own unique body type, which for me, I believe that to be a good thing. What do you think? Accelerate 1.0, we saw us have lengthy, controlled, and explosive. Lengthy dominated at the start of FIFA 23 because you just simply couldn't burst away when you ran an explosive player. To try and make this more balanced, EA have gone ahead and introduced Accelerate 2.0. And this means you won't be able to manipulate running styles as easily in Ultimate Team with chemistry styles. There's a lot more maths and there's a lot more data. So this actually again makes players more unique and more of a reasoning on why you're going to pick X player to come into your team. Overall, the hope there is to give a more balanced game. But from the video that they showed us, controlled lengthy is what won the race across half the length of a football pitch, which is no surprise. Playstyles is effectively a new thing for player traits. Player traits are gone and then playstyles comes in. 32 playstyles are coming to Ultimate Team on FC24 and they look pretty scary. Playstyle on its own give an incredible boost to cards, and then Playstyle Plus is an even better version of the original playstyle. From when I played FC24, the way they operate along with their boosts is they also give boosts to the actual attributes in Ultimate Team, similar to how a chemistry style would work. For example, having the power shot playstyle will increase power, finishing, and long shots. So the balance simply has to be right with these playstyles. On Ultimate Team though, you don't get to simply apply any playstyle to any card like you would with a chemistry style. These playstyles are predetermined by EA. But saying that, promos could add a great addition to this. For example, let's say Mbappe doesn't have the finesse shot playstyle from the get-go, but he scores an unreal finesse. He then gets a team of the week, and that team of the week card could see him get the finesse shot playstyle. This then gives any upgraded versions of those cards more of a reason to pick that, instead of just he's got 2 extra pace, but he now has the finesse shot playstyle and whatever else may come with it. Are you liking what you see on FC24? Well, I'll be giving away 1 copy to a person who is subscribed to this YouTube channel and lets me know down below in the comments their favorite feature coming to FC24. EA are trying to give us more control over our passes, getting into more intricate areas on the pitch where we just simply couldn't get to before. Along with the new ball physics, we are now able to thread passes like prime Kevin De Bruyne with precision passes. Holding R1 on PlayStation, RB on Xbox will input the precision pass. And if that simply isn't enough, well, you can now add swerve passes on demand as well. There's so many times where I try to thread a through ball in between the fullback and the centre back and it just gets cut out every single time. But now holding L2, LT will give you that swerved on demand pass to hopefully try and thread them through. If you're someone like myself who loves to get the ball into the box and you want to head it time and time again, but you see your players go for volley after volley, well, we can now change that. We can now head on demand as well. Holding your 2 trigger buttons, L2, R2, LT, RT, when the ball is 3 feet or higher in the air, guarantees you to go for a header. Could result in some diving headers as well. And I am absolutely buzzing with that one. Dribbling saw a buff as well with the new effort dribble touch. Simply holding R1, RB, and flicking the right stick in the way that you want will give you more intricate, delicate movements to try and take it past defenders and goalkeepers. And you can also use this to cancel any shots or crosses to really try and confuse those opponents even more. We have the orbit dribble feature, which when I played FC24, I was a little bit confused by. After a little bit of research, this can be used best to maybe flick yourself onto your left foot or right foot in a position to go for a finesse, where you don't touch the ball, you just simply move, put your player where you want, and then you get the right angle for that shot. And if you've ever got one-on-one with a goalkeeper time and time again, where if you hold sprint, the goalkeeper will claim it, but if you let go of sprint, the defenders will catch you up, so you're caught in no man's land. What do? We now have something in between sprinting and jogging called controlled sprint. Holding R1, RB will do this for you, and it just keeps you at a pace which is in between what we just said. This does mean, however, though, that agile dribbling has moved over to L2, R2, and left stick, which is a super weird input when you're trying to use intricate little dribbling. I'm not a massive fan of that. I really think remapping to whatever buttons you want should be more customizable on FC24, because I really don't like this change. If you're like myself, you ran semi-shooting last year because EA buffed it to try and make it more rewarding for players. They've changed that up this year and given us something called precision shooting. The reward for running semi-shooting was more accurate shots and more chances of you hitting the top corner. But then the con was that any cutbacks inside the 18-yard box were very difficult to get those first-time shots on target because of the way that the analog stick moves that quickly. Precision shooting has fixed this and said that any shots that are first time inside the 6-yard box will be more accurate, which is a massive W for pro players across the world. Another huge change is the ability now to fake the opponent out. When you go for a shot, you can change it into a skill move, a chip shot, a finesse shot. Power shots could be used as even more bait against the opponent. It's all about who can combo the best in those sort of areas, which is going to give us literally limitless possibilities. FIFA, over for as long as I can remember, has had one of the biggest issues with attacking AI. They're not the smartest. They do their own thing, and they don't do their own thing in a good way. Well, now attacking AI will still see players make more diagonal runs, go into space in behind, and also try and keep themselves onside. And the only buff that I can really see to the defensive side of the game is now the fact that defense will move more like they do in real life. Say, for example, the ball is over on the right-hand side of the pitch. Your left back will tuck in a lot more and cluster up that side of the pitch and then move across when the ball goes over to the other side. But the attacking side, this means you're going to have less room to maneuver because there's going to be more players congested, but it means you're going to have a lot more room if you can get those big switches off. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Running any form of press, team press, constant pressure, press on possession loss has received a nerf. Players will no longer be touch tight all the time. It'll be a little bit more sporadic. EA want to try and make the game a little bit more free flowing, which in a way is a good thing, but it also could be a bad thing because there's no buff to manual pressing, say with second man press or just pressing yourself. So I am a little bit concerned in times where you may need to press the opponent. How strong are we going to be able to try and get that ball back? Saving penalties has become a lot harder on FC24. You now have to select not only the way that you decide that you want to dive, but also whether you want to go up and left, middle and left, or bottom and left. You have to select where you actually want to dive. To simply just point in the left analog stick in a direction to the left or right will no longer save the penalties for you. Maybe it's the right thing because penalties in real life are difficult to save, but maybe they're not that difficult to take on the game. I don't know. Let me know what you think to that one.